For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise. And you surely feel naughty when you swallow our coffee. If you want some real heat, give your mouth a fine treat. You will want some more, rest assured. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough of.
It's time for The Scribble, your weekly fix of celebrity chats, bizarre stories in the news, and basic random chatter with best-selling author and syndicated radio host Jeremy Bradley. Make sure your seat is in the upright and locked position and your barf bag is securely in place. Here's Jeremy Bradley.
Thank you very much, Larson. Is it a data grab or do companies actually care what you think? That's what we're talking about on The Scribble, and it starts right after this.
Isn't it crazy that you wait for payday, but before you know it, you're strapped for cash again? It's time to stop blowing your money and become a smart spender with the book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate at cheapskatebook.com. Learn simple ways to cut costs at home every day and during special times of the year. Don't go broke at Christmas. Don't remortgage the house for a fancy vacation. The book is filled with tips to save you money throughout the year. Check out the best-selling book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate at cheapskatebook.com or on Amazon and iTunes.
Jeremy Bradley here on The Scribble. Now, do you find that companies are too needy nowadays? They're just, it's almost clingy, like it's almost... First of all, I've talked about how I absolutely hate reaching out to a company. You know, you just have a question or whatever it is, you fill out their web form, and you're not even... They haven't even responded. Like, they haven't even given you an answer to whatever it is that you're asking about, right? You might be inquiring about a product or whatever it is. And then all of a sudden you're getting spam from them. And I sit here going, I'm sorry, wait a second. So you instantly added me to a mailing list. Somehow that got through, right? That, even though it wasn't a request, that request was added to a mailing list, but a human hasn't taken a chance or taken the time to respond to me and answer my actual question. So I've asked you the simplest thing, which, you know, might be whatever. I can't think of anything right now. What's in front of me? This pen that I'm holding now. Does the pen come in green ink as well? I don't know. I totally didn't prepare for an example. Okay, so I've sent in that question. I filled out your web form. Excuse me. I've emailed it in. Does this pen come with green ink as well? And then the next morning I wake up and I've got, you know, an email about a sale or I've got whatever. And I'm sitting here going, I don't even know that I want to shop with you yet. Like, you haven't even answered my question and now here you are. So for me, that's actually, I'm going to use the term a turnoff, but you know what I mean. That it turns me away from, because I just think once I do now have a relationship with you in the sense that I've given you money, I've spent with you, I've shopped or whatever, maybe it's a service, that you're not going to leave me alone now at this point. Like, the fact that it says to me, I'm going to be blasted with stuff from you. No thanks. Not interested. I think it's Bath and Body Works, right? That will send you sometimes even more than one email a day. You know, all of the places will have like a sign up for our newsletter, get 10% or 20% off your order or whatever. So, you know, I've used, and do you have a fake email address too, by the way, when you're signing up for things? I think most people do now, right? You just kind of have that junky one. And so, you know, that to me, it says a lot about a company. I realize that it's a marketing thing, it's a business strategy, whatever. To me, it comes across as desperation. It really does. Same thing with when you're asking me for my phone number, and if that's a required field, no thanks. No thanks. Nope. Not for me just asking you a question. Sorry. And you always, you know, there's also those like chat bot things that come up on your screen. And it says, you know, that's not a chat then. If you're having me fill out the form and give you my email address or include a phone number, that is not chat. That is a messaging form. So don't try to dupe me. Don't dupe me and think I'm going to be live interaction with somebody. When it's like, oh, we're offline now, fill out the form, give us your email address. I'm too smart for that. Sorry. Not doing it. When I open it, if there's, oh, you're next in line, or, oh, it's 5-minute wait, or, oh, you're next, or, you know, just whatever, type in your question, we'll get right with you. Fine. But as soon as it pops up, put your name and your email address, I'm out of there. Fuck right off. Not happening. Nope. Not happening. And by the way, this is somebody who, myself, owns 2 e-commerce stores. And I have made very clear, first of all, we don't text. I'll tell you why in a second. And we One of them is you're opting in to the email marketing. So that is your choice. But just because you've emailed a question or whatever, we have no way of grabbing that. They're two separate things. Our email box is one thing, and the marketing platform, whatever, is another. Unless you've gone through the website and put it in, it's not connected to our email at all. So that's because I hate it. That I'd be a hypocrite if all of a sudden I was, I don't. That's why I've made sure that our companies run that way. One of them, our coffee company, doesn't even do email blasts, even if people have ordered or whatever in the past. I think Buff Boy Brewing might send out 2 emails a year, maybe, something like for Mother's Day or something, but no, there's not a weekly email, never. And there never has been. And we've had Buff for around, for 4 years now. We've never done email blasts like that. And so we also don't do texting, because my thought I've always viewed my cell phone as more of a personal device than, let's say, an email address or an email box. Right, an email, I can get that from anywhere. I can go log into this computer. I can go over there. But there's something about a cell phone number that to me has always just been personal. I don't want businesses calling. And by the way, I still have a home phone. We have 2 home phone lines. I have an office phone. There's plenty of phone numbers that people can reach me. I rarely give a company my phone number, my cell phone number. I just don't. Unless it's like, hey, we're on our, you've got an appointment we're cleaning your pool or something, and you're not at home. But you're not texting me, and I will even tell that to a company. If you do need my cell phone, and I think that a lot of times, by the way, I think when they do have it's a required field for your phone number, I would love to know how many of them are trying to text the landline because it's not coming through. So you're just wasting your money if you're paying, per text that you send. But anyway, that's my thing is I don't want companies texting. We're not friends. Texting is with friends or coworkers or something like that. I'm not texting back. I don't want reminders by text. Is it Walmart, I think, that requires you to have a phone number or something? I'll just make up something. I'm like, no thanks. For this order, you're required to have a phone number there. Oh, it's in case we need to reach you. Fuck off. You know what? Walmart has the worst communication in the world. By the way, I've confirmed this. Their call centers or whatever are in India and I think Pakistan and somewhere else. And this was them telling me. This is not me being racist. Don't even yell at me. They've confirmed me. Was it? I don't remember where. Yeah, I think it was India and Pakistan. I think is where their 2 of the call centers were that I had to deal with. So, I'm just kind of like, no, my cell phone is off limits. You can either reach me by email or the home phone, but that's all you're getting. Sorry. It's not happening. And it's funny too, because, I hear about people who get, tons of spam calls on their, it used to be, spam was an email term, right? And now it's, used to call them telemarketing calls, but now it's called a spam call. I don't get them on my cell phone because, why is that? I don't give my cell phone number to companies. So there you go. I don't have the problem. And same thing with my unlisted home phone number. Me being in the media spotlight as I have been for 20 years, I've got an office phone and then I've got a home phone. We don't get just random calls. If we do, it's because somebody misdialed or it's just been it's just random. It's just fluke that they got it, right? But I don't have anybody calling my home phone going, this Mr. Jeremy, no, because I don't give my home phone. I've got an office phone, which, again, you have to go through prompts and things. So if you're just calling in, you wouldn't necessarily get me directly. Those who have my direct number are certain people. But yeah, I've got that locked down. I have it locked down. I do. And so, my e-commerce stores don't text. We're not set up to do that. If you ever get a text saying that it's from Buff Boy Brewing, it's fake. I'm saying it right now on audio. But whatever the date is today, I'm telling you right here and now, we do not text because I don't want texts from businesses coming to my cell phone, so I'm not going to do it to you. There you go. That's my commitment, and it will always be that way. And again, maybe that makes me old school, but you know what? I'm not dealing with the shit that you're dealing with, so there you go. I'd rather be old school than pulling my hair out every 5 minutes getting some fucking scammy call on my phone or bombarded, with texts or whatever it is. No, now let me be clear. I do get those, the fake ones of your US bank account is whatever. And I'm sitting here going, I don't deal with that bank. So, Yeah, I get that shit, which I mean, everybody does, but never do I get Walmart texting me, or Home Depot or, whichever other companies that, I don't deal with either of those companies, but you know what I mean, right? But, Bath and Body Works or Macy's or whoever, none of them have, none of them are texting me a link to this and that. I don't know. And I mean, this is the thing too, right? You could joke about it. That's an old person thing. But for me, I'm sitting there going, yeah, but you know what? It just means that my phone isn't blowing up with garbage. How many times? Let's go back now to when email was more, popular and common than it is now. How many times did you have your, whatever it is, Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, AOL, whatever you used? How many times did you either consider doing it or you did it? Changed your email just because you were getting too much shit. You might have your, okay, so my name is Bob Smith, right? Your email address was Bob Smith, and then you create a new one, Bob Smith 01, and then Bob Smith 02, right? And then more and more garbage that you're getting on 02, you then go and make Bob Smith 03 just to get rid of the fucking garbage that's coming in. And again, remember, this was back, I said, go back in time, before like spam filters and all that stuff, right? I mean, obviously, it's evolved now that it's easier to block things, but you see my point. And even now, it's you're still shit that's coming through. But how many people did that? How many times did you just go and say, oh my God, I can't? Or even when you would get calls at home, right? Just the telemarketing calls. I remember my mom saying that one time, you know what, I just want to change our phone number, but they've had the same fucking phone number for 40, 50 years. But you did that back in the day, right? You considered changing your phone number. You considered, and you probably did change your email address because it was just, too much or whatever. And so I don't want to have to deal with that. I've had the same cell phone number. I have more than one cell phone. But my Winnipeg phone number I've had for almost 25 years. I've had the same cell phone number for almost 25 years. Truly. Yeah, because I had a call with the phone company earlier this year and they said that I've been with them for 24 years. So I'll get random, like people they've misdialed, right? So it's the wrong number. I don't answer those anyway. And a lot of times it is local calls. It's not stuff from other cities. So, it's local calls. So somebody, has just misdialed the number. I don't answer them and they've never left a message. And so, whatever, it was just the wrong number and that's it. But I am not, my phone is not ringing all day, every day. There's not texts from, you just won $1 million or, your bank account is no, nope. Actually, it's funny because speaking of banks, years ago, probably about 10 years ago, and again, not to sound hoity-toity, but I've got more than one bank. I also own companies. So yes, I'm going to have more than one bank account, right? We operate in Canada and the US. So there's, several bank accounts in my name. But my husband and I had gone to a credit union and they, in Canada, might offer lower fees or, whatever it is for things. So we ended up going from one of the big banks to a smaller credit union. And so I remember actually sitting in the branch manager's office. I don't even know why did they have me go into the office like that? Normally it's about, you could just sit with, why did they have me go right to, maybe because it was a lot of money. Maybe that's what it was. It's the VIP treatment when you go in there with, 5-6 figures that you're putting into your first bank account with them. It was the branch manager. I went like right to the top I should go in there now with barely, I'd like to put $10 in the account and they'll just be like, yeah, we'll do it at the fucking counter. Or go to the bank. We're not going to deal with you. But anyway, so I had said to the guy when, we're sitting in the office, you're filling out the forms and, you're consenting to a credit check or whatever. And then I'm sitting there going, I'm depositing, 5 figures today. And you want to do a credit check on me? Really? Not happening. But there was something about, I said, because this is also when you would get like paper statements in the mail and things. Everything I know is a lot more digital now, but you'd still get like a monthly statement or whatever it was, or at least that was an option at the time. So I said to him, no marketing materials, period, in the mail. And so I think I caught up off guard by saying that, and I said, not one. It's the statement or whatever, whatever you're getting in, your monthly transaction list or whatever. And that is it. No marketing material. I don't want a little pamphlet. I don't want a little one-sided glossy. No, nothing. I said, I don't want any calls about moving my mortgage here. You're not calling me. You're not emailing me. You're not sending me stuff in the mail. We are not having that kind of a relationship. And I said, the first time that it happens, I'm gone. And I wasn't a dick about it. I'm the way I'm telling it now, obviously I'm being more animated than I would be in an office. But that was the way I presented it, was I'm not moving my mortgage. You're not getting everything. Okay. I realize that that's what the bank wants, right? They want my business account. They want my personal account. They want my mortgage. They want my credit card. They want my line of credit. They want my they want my investments. They want my this. Nope. Don't send me a GIC or a high interest or whatever. It's not, the first time it happens, I'm out. And so, fast forward, I can't even remember. This was maybe 5 years ago. I was out with, who was I out with? Was it Susanna, our producer? I was out, I think, with one of our staffers. And it was a weekend afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. And all of a sudden on my phone comes up the name of the credit union. So I thought, okay, something has happened with my account, because a couple of years earlier, there was a breach of, it was like it hit a whole bunch of people. It was, I can't think of the name. Can you guys tell me it? Do you remember, Bond, do you remember? Sorry, I'm talking with my team here. A skimmer scam, where basically what happens is somebody has either installed like a reader on an ATM, right, like on a bank machine, and you've used that one, and you've put in your number, and it was a fake scan or card insert, thing, and so it grabbed your number that you'd entered, and they'd hit however many dozens or hundreds of people, and so there was a breach like that years ago. So when I saw the credit union's name come up on a Saturday afternoon, I thought, oh shit, okay, well, because I actually did give them, I laid into them, at the time. I think that was, and as I said, I have multiple bank accounts, but I think like $3,000 or something was taken from my account. And so I was sort of, obviously pissed about that. And so I said to them, like, why am I having to hear about this on the news? And, why is there more communication that way than even if you're calling me at 4:00 in the morning, leave me a fucking message, because, that's a kind of a call that you want. Oh, hey, by the way, somebody just took thousands of dollars from you. I'll wake up to take that call. I'll call you back first thing in the morning as soon as I hear that message. But you guys have gone how many hours or even a day or something without contacting me? That's a problem. So back to the story now. So it's that Saturday afternoon. I see the credit union's name come up. It was obviously not something urgent. It was obviously not something that was, transactional right now. We need your attention, Mr. B. Like, we've got to, talk to you this very second. It was somebody calling, just wanting to see how everything is, just checking in with you, courtesy call. And I thought, no, it's not. You're going to ask me about something else. So I let the woman go on a couple more seconds. So you have, and then that's another thing too. They call you, but then they want you to tell them all of your information. Like, I have to prove to them, I'm sorry, I don't know who the fuck you are, but you're calling me out of the blue, and now I've got to confirm to you? You know what? Then, no thanks. So but anyway, so she goes and she's about to start to sell me on something, and I said, here's the thing, okay? Because it's like, oh, am I talking with Mr. Well, okay. There's ways that you can make whatever name come up on a phone when you dial it, right? There's certain ways to trick the system to display whatever it is that you want it to say. And so I just said, oh, so you've got access to my account, yes? And she said, yes, I do. I said, okay, perfect. Do you see in there that it says never, ever, ever, ever contact me about marketing or selling me products? And what would happen if you do? And so she said no, and I said, it's actually because, like the branch manager or president or whoever the fuck it was that I met, I said, it was actually set up with him that I'm going to cancel my account that has a lot of money in it if you do that. So I realized that maybe this wasn't you who just, maybe this just came up on your list of numbers to call, or, but yeah, I would have looked through this, file or something, in depth before. And, thank you so much for calling. I believe we'll probably be closing the account on Monday. And like I said, it's not like I was a super, super dick, but it's like, you know what, if the fact is that this was overlooked, or like, how did my number all of a sudden get dropped into something after all these years of never having a call? Why now are you scraping the numbers and you're calling me like something, and so there was a very nasty call to the branch manager or whatever, whoever the guy was on the Monday. And I said, look, this happened. This is not good. I realized that it might have been a slip or it was somebody who overlooked something, but I put my foot down that very day that we sat in your office, however many years ago it was. And I said, no, not happening, not doing it. He offered me something. We're still with the bank, with the credit union. I don't remember what. So I don't know if it was apologies or what he did, but I think it was probably just too much of a hassle to close the account. Hey, but I'm being honest with you. I put my foot down. Yes. Did we leave? No, we didn't. We're still there. But because your company, that's your data, man. You're not. No, I don't want you selling my phone number to outsourced companies or whatever it is. I don't want you giving it away. So our company's too needy. Let me get back on track when we come back after this break on the Scribble.
Ever had something to get off your chest but never had the balls to say it? That's a load of crap. Speak Free with JB.com is exactly what you've been waiting for. Your chance to tell it like it is and not care what anybody else thinks. Have your say on issues of the day. Join newspaper and radio columnist Jeremy Bradley as he tells it like it is. Hundreds of thousands of people have stopped by, including some well-known celebrities who have had a chat with JB and speak candidly about what's really going on in the world. You can join them too. Have a rant or a rave. Be brave and head on over to www.speakfreewithjb.com now.
Who are the Kardashians feuding with now? What did that little thug Justin Bieber do this time? Who's getting hitched? And who's headed for Splitsville? Hear the latest celebrity news and gossip every day on Entertainment Wrap-Up. The good, the bad, the ugly, but mostly the ridiculously hilarious. It's all recapped in this daily segment at entertainmentwrapup.com. Have a laugh at the expense of the rich and famous when they take themselves way too seriously. It's 3 minutes of time-wasting fun at entertainmentwrapup.com. Check out Entertainment Wrap-Up at entertainmentwrapup.com. Brought to you by Speak Free Books.
We hear you chirping. Get scribbling. Tweet up the Scribble at The Scribble Show. Join the discussion with Jeremy Bradley. It's all going down right now on Twitter at The Scribble Show and at thescribbleshow.com.
JB here on The Scribble. So, that company wants your email address, your phone number, your mailing address, your first name, your last name, your city, all this stuff just because you want to know, does that pen write in green ink? So now you are a customer of the company, okay? You've done one transaction, whatever. And I can appreciate them seeming to care and follow up with you. But here's the thing. The company, were not that attentive to me when I was inquiring about your product or service, when I placed the order. But now after the fact, so you can relate to this, okay? So after your Amazon order is delivered, after your DoorDash, your Uber Eats order is delivered, your whatever it is, your Walmart order is delivered, 10 minutes later, Instacart's another one, right? It's almost timed, right? As soon as there's confirmation of delivery, 10 or 15 minutes later, you get that email triggered to your account. Tell us how we did. How was everything? How was your... And leave me the fuck alone. Let me, whatever I ordered. And again, like I said, they time it for maybe 20 minutes because they think that you'll be done eating or something by that time. Unless you hear from me, unless I call you and tear you to shreds, or I message you through the app and complain about my order, then it was fine. Why are you so clingy now after the fact? How was it? So, a couple theories on this. Well, not theories. I'm pretty sure. Again, I'm in the business, so a lot of that is going to be also, data grabbing, right? You want to be able to, or leave us a review, whatever. Let me review if I want to leave a review. That's really what it comes down to. And I realize that the majority of people will only leave a bad review, right? Because if you're pissed off, that's when you go and you fire up the keyboard and you hammer away and you leave the scathing review. Sure, you will if it's, something that you liked or you love the company or whatever it is, you'll want to do that. But I always just kind of look at that as, You're wanting me to advertise you for free is basically what it is. So because I'm happy, you want to keep me happy, and we'd love to hear from you. Do you though? Do you honestly give a shit, right? How many times have you filled out one of those surveys that you might get, and you just kind of sit there and go, well, you're not going to read this. And I have done this, by the way. So in one of the, it's usually like the last field where is there anything else that you want to tell us about? I have written that sometimes and said, yeah, I'd like you to prove me wrong that somebody actually reads this. So I would like you to send me an email with the subject line or in the message say, yes, we've read your email. Thank you for your feedback. That's all. I want somebody. I have never had a company do that. Can you believe it? So my theory of, they don't give a shit. They're not going to read these surveys, or it's going to be put in some database somewhere, or they're going to just look to see that I gave them 10 or 9 or 8. They're only going to look at it if I put a number 2 rating on something. But I have done that. I'd love somebody in upper management to send me an email that says, thank you for your feedback. It's well received, or just whatever, or for being a loyal customer, whatever it is. Never have I ever had a company follow that direction. And again, it could just be that, well, it was a mediocre experience. There was no complaint. So why should we bother, right? Why bother reaching out to the guy? Well, you apparently give a shit. That's why you should, right? That's why I mean so much to you. Okay. So it's just nauseating to me where, okay, I had the transaction. Great. Let me enjoy whatever it is that I bought from you. So maybe I just ordered, let's say it's a piece of furniture or something from Walmart. I might be excited and I'm putting it together, and now you're interrupting me. Now I'm stopping the enjoyment that I'm having with your product. It's not a thank you. You already thanked me when I ordered. You thanked me when it shipped. You thanked me when it is out for delivery today. You thanked me, whatever. Let me enjoy it. It's been in my house for 5 fucking minutes. Let me enjoy your product. Leave me alone. If it's not good, you'll hear from me. Right? But doesn't that say something, though, about the way businesses do... and I've talked about when we have that customer service rant episode that I tend to do a couple times a year. But I've said that companies make it so difficult to find their contact information, right? It used to be right on the front page. Here's our 800 number. Here's our email address. Well, they've scaled that back because either they get spammed or they just have fewer people that are doing customer service now. So you're basically told to go and find the answers yourself. It's kind of what happens on most of those contact pages. You might click contact, but it's bringing up a knowledge database, and they're basically saying to you, find the fucking answer yourself. We ain't got time for that. Find it yourself. And those are the companies that I also will not deal with. I'm sorry. Make it easy for me to contact you. If I click on the contact button, okay, fine. I'm expecting contact information right away, whether it's a form, whether it's an email address, whether it's a phone number, whatever. If that contact form takes me to a knowledge base and I've got to now type in keywords and find an answer myself, you've duped me, because that's not contacting you. That's sending me on do your own research. You've got to scroll down, and it's going to maybe be buried somewhere on that page about the still need help, contact us. No, I clicked contact. That's what I want you to, I want to reach out to you. I'm not doing a wild goose chase just to find the fucking answer. No, that's going to make me click away and say, see ya. So that's a note, by the way, to businesses, right? You're going to have a chat bot probably try to fucking answer the question for us anyway. But you know what? You've already outsourced every piece of contact, whether it's a phone, email, chat bot, whatever the fuck it is. So I mean, what's one more? And how many times do you get a template reply that doesn't even answer what you're asking? So, you look at something like that and go, wait a second, but I couldn't even find how to get help from you easily. And now you're overly contacting me because you care now? Really? Now you want my feedback? So yes, it's partially to, data grab, and it's probably maybe they'll, click how we did, and they can go and say as a marketing piece now, well, look at we got, 9.8 star happiness. We were rated 9.8 out of 10 by all of our customers, or whatever it is. It's too needy. It's too clingy. It's too data grabby. It's just too, no thanks. It feels really needy. I just don't like it. If it wasn't a good experience, you'll hear from me. Otherwise, let it go. I mean, remember back in the day at Radio Shack, they used to ask your phone number when you would buy batteries. Same thing when I was at Party City. We used to ask, I was in Canada, we would ask for the first half of your postal code. People were so offended by that. So offended by it. I'm not giving, why do you need that? I'm not giving, it's just the first half. I'm not asking for your home address. I'm not asking, I said, well, it's for flyers. And that's basically what they told us. We don't know if that's what it was for or not. But, well, if we're going to open another store, we want to know where people are coming from. It could be for the flyer delivery, just to make sure what neighborhoods we're kind of getting and what we're not reaching. No. And by the way, on our computers, we're going old school. We're going, 25 years ago. But that was a required field. So we would have to just put XXX if they refused to give it. But that screen on the computer we could not get past it unless we entered something we had to. It was a mandatory field. So even back then. Now, again, like I said, that wasn't the actual personal contact information of somebody. It was the general area of the city they lived in. That's what we were collecting. But I just remember people back then were like, no thanks. No. And now you just look at how much information people are so willing to give out. I mean, it's bizarre. It's crazy to me that, you wouldn't give half of your postal code before. And now people are just, oh yeah, here's my, phone number, email, whatever. It's like, that's up to you if you want to give that to everybody. But no, businesses are not getting my cell phone number. I am not. I almost want to put that how did we do email like on a blacklist so that it doesn't come through my email box. Like I don't know. But again, it's, it's their follow-up. It's their way to, market or, measure whatever it is. It's a data grab. It's something. But, think about the times that you get those, right? How often, because it comes 10 or 15, whatever, right after the transaction. Do you just go right away? Maybe you'll keep it and you might fill it out a day or two later. Okay. But I don't know, after I've eaten or it comes while I'm eating, I'm like, delete. I'm sorry. I'm going to look at it and delete it. No, thanks. Right? Like, let me breathe. Let me fucking enjoy what it is that I just got. Seriously. And again, we have 2 e-commerce stores. One of them, our Happy Bulge Swim Company has, been around for 6 years, thousands of orders. We don't send out emails of how did we do? How are you liking it? We don't have, send us a review. We don't, people's reviews for that company are the photos of them wearing the products that we have on Friend Friday. Those are the best testimonials you can get. So the fact that people reach out to us and send us pictures and they even take pictures of the mail when it arrives. That's like, so those are the best testimonials you can get. And the fact that they are posting the pictures of themselves wearing it and they'll tag us or they'll send us pictures for posting on our page on Fridays. That's, we've had people say, I've seen the emails of like, well, I haven't seen any reviews, like where the testimonials are right out there. If you look on Fridays or if you, even just search at Happy Bulge, you will see all the people that have posted, what they've bought. We can't fake that. Those aren't AI people. Those are real customers. So I don't worry about reviews. That's not my, people are happy. They will tell, if they want to let you know that they're happy, great. But I'm not, it's just so needy. It just seems so, It's just another email that you don't want. And as I said earlier, people look at email as so, that's why I couldn't imagine getting a fucking Instacart text message with every, your order's on the way, this and that. No, just send me a notification in the app, right? I mean, you're already hitting my phone anyway. At the end of the day, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've got your app on my phone. Why do you need to text me? Send me a notification through the app. You don't need both. No. Period. That's it. Are we out of time? We're wrapping up the show because I went too long. Okay. My name is Jeremy Bradley. This is The Scribble. Thanks for send me an email. Tell me your thoughts on all this stuff. Live, Live, live at jbonair.com. Talk to you next time. Bye, everybody.
Want more Scribble? Check out thescribbleshow.com for past shows, celebrity interviews, cheapskate tips, and more. That's at thescribbleshow.com and on Twitter at The Scribble Show. The Scribble is a speak-free media presentation.
If you want some real heat, give your mouth the